So many people have said Turo is dying, Airbnb is dying. These are not businesses that you want to get into. Are you wondering, is that the case? Is it too late for me? Am I still going to be able to make money, or is the field just too crowded? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between about a car rental business. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, all you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
In this video, I'm going to share with you a step-by-step process on how to easily start a Turo business should you decide if it's for you. I'm going to share with you 3 easy questions that you can ask to find out, is this a good business for you, and are you in a city that supports this business? And last but not least, I'm going to share with you the biggest mistake that I made so that you do not do the exact same thing and you can have a successful business. So there are so many benefits to a Turo business. Let's start there. Many people know that Turo, T-U-R-O, Turo.com, which is a website, is very similar to Airbnb. Basically, personal people, people like me, people like you, can take our normal cars and we can rent them out to other people. So think Uber for a second. You literally can become a taxi driver your own self. You sign up with Uber. Obviously, it's an app. There's lots of people that want rides. And you, if you have a car, can decide, I'm going to drive for Uber. Well, this is a better idea. Instead of you driving people around, why not give a licensed person with a great credit card the keys to your car and let them drive it yourself, and then you make the money? This sounds like a great plan for some people. Many people may be afraid of some of the things that are going to happen. We'll get to that in a second, but there are so many benefits to just doing this. If you've ever thought of a side hustle like Uber or Uber Eats, you know what I mean, where you're driving your car or you're bringing someone food, this is a way better business. You literally can get a fleet of cars and just rent those out instead and make way more money than you ever could just driving Uber yourself. So that's one of the great benefits. Another amazing benefits about a rental car business is that you can easily grow the business and it doesn't take very much money to start. I'll tell you that in a second. Literally, you can use almost any car so long as it has less than 130,000 miles on it and it's not really old. So cars that are 5 or 6 years old are still eligible to be on Turo and other rental car websites. It's amazing what type of cars you can put on Turo and how much money you can make on them. You don't have to have a Rolls Royce or a Maserati in order to make a lot of money on Turo. You literally can have a Honda, a Nissan, a Toyota, a Kia, or anything in between and make lots of money. So that's why it's a great business. And last but not least, another amazing benefit of Turo is that they're cars. Think about this. Most cars don't cost very much money to get. You can usually get cars for just a few $1,000s down, maybe even a few $100s down, and have a car note. Cars are really easy to finance, and in many cases, you can pick up 3, 4, 5 cars in the same week and get your business started. I'll share with you how you do that a little bit later, but just think about it. Cars are not very expensive. They're easy to finance. They don't require a big down payment, and they make a lot of money, just like a house does. So instead of getting houses or building an Airbnb business, this is a great alternative to get started and then move into an Airbnb business. I'll share with you some of those things next. So I absolutely love cars, and the reason why I got into this business is because I love cars and I like driving really nice cars. One of the amazing benefits that I've been able to achieve is that I get really nice cars that don't cost me anything. Literally, I have a fleet right now of 13 cars. I get to drive them whenever I want to, Teslas, Range Rovers, Porsches, and everything else, and it doesn't cost me anything. Literally, if you're willing to share your car with others, you can have that car absolutely free. This is going to require a mindset shift for some of you because you're like, oh man, someone's driving my car. But again, you're going to have a whole fleet of cars if you listen to what I say. So you'll have different cars to pick and choose from, and it'll be a real business for you, making you tons of money, and you really don't have to do much else. You really could just have 13 cars like Noel, and that's your whole business, should you please. So let's get into the next part because it's so important. So I jumped over to Turo about 2 years ago, and it was actually one of my students who's now a coach that told me all about the business. As you know, I do Airbnbs. I'm a real estate entrepreneur. I have tons of properties and I rent them out on a short-term basis, mostly Airbnb, HomeAway, VRBO, and things like that. So I make a lot of money with my properties. But when this person came along and said, hey, you know you can make that same money with cars, trust me, I was a little skeptical. I did not think that I could make thousands of dollars per month off a car the same way that I did with a house. But I was wrong. Boy, was I wrong. I literally waited and waited months and months to see what this person did with their car, how much money they were making, and all that type of stuff before I ever jumped in. I wanted to make sure that it truly was profitable and people weren't just gonna crash the cars and bring me back some keys. So that's one of the things that I did really think might happen, and trust me, it's been nearly 2 years, it's never happened. So I don't know if I'm just lucky, but I'll tell you some things that you put in place, it's probably not gonna happen. Obviously, these are cars people are used to driving, they have a driver's license, they have car insurance. So if they crash the car, they're probably gonna be held liable in some way. So people aren't just crashing your car. Don't worry about that part. Let's get to the other part that could be a little scary for you. Wow. So another thing that you might be worried about, that I was worried about, again, I'm not gonna tell you all the stuff that has happened because mostly it's been smooth sailing, but let me tell you some of the fears that I had and things that might happen that you might be concerned about. One of the things that I was concerned about was someone committing a crime in my car. I was like, what if they just like rent my car and try to commit a crime with it and then bring it back to me? Well, that was one of my thoughts, but it did not prove out with the research. When I started looking into the business and seeing what mostly people did with the cars, guess what the answer was? They drove them. Yeah, that's mostly what happened. So while I was wasting my time worried about if someone was gonna crash my car, if someone was gonna do a crime in my car, if someone wasn't gonna bring my car back and I had to search them down, none of those things has ever happened. And what has happened is I made money. Yeah. Funny, right? Think about it. I started a business and instead of me having all these problems, I made money. Yeah, that's usually how it works. So one of the things that you have to do if you're actually thinking about this is you really need to start having a positive attitude. You need to start thinking about how you're gonna make money in the business, how you're gonna charge more for your car, what type of cars you should be getting, and things like that. The more you focus on those good things in your business, the more things like that will happen and least likely for those bad things to happen because guess what? You're not even thinking about them. All right, so let me tell you what type of cars work and how much you should be charging. So when I first got into this business, I didn't necessarily know how much I should be charging for cars. So what did I do? I did the same thing that I did with my properties on Airbnb. I looked up what other people were charging for their cars and I kind of went in between. Before you ever decide that you're gonna do a Turo business or a rental car business, you need to decide what type of car you're gonna have and what type of prices that car is gonna bring in so you can start to estimate your profits. Well, let me give you an example. I got this amazing Tesla Model X 2020. This car is a little over $100,000, so this car you would think might be hard to make profitable. No way. This car was profitable after about a week. I was literally able to put this car on Turo and this car gets me $209 per day on average. In fact, I've even charged more than that in some of the higher seasons and I've never gone below $189 per day on this car. So just think about that for a second. I get to drive this brand new, beautiful car absolutely free. That's an amazing thing for a business to be able to do, even if you don't want to do it as a big business, even if you only want 3 or 4 cars. Well, pick cars that you know that will make a lot of money and that you enjoy driving, and boom, that's a great combination right there. Whoa, before I get to this next point, have you ever rented a car on Turo? I'd like to know. Comment below and tell me, have you used Turo? What was your experience? I want to have a conversation about this. Like I said, I'm a Turo millionaire and I want to make more Turo millionaires. So comment below and tell me what you think so we can have a conversation about it. Okay, back to this episode. Is starting a Turo business still a good idea? That's the question that I posed to you and I'm going to give you the answer right now. Let's talk about why the answer is yes. I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why now is still a great time to start a Turo business. Number 1, this business is not about Turo. Turo.com is just a website, it's an app, no different than Airbnb. However, this is a business. You literally can have a fleet of cars and Turo is not the only game in town. There's other websites that you can post your cars on and keep your calendar full and have your car booked, making money every single day should you choose. So don't think that, hey, how is Turo doing as a business? How many users do they have? Well, just so you know, millions of people are going to the Turo website and Turo app per day. And the great thing about it is they do all the marketing. They're doing the marketing on TV, they're they're doing the marketing on radios, they're promoting their website and their cars for you. So all you have to do is list your car on Turo absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a dime. And then when someone rents your car, they take a small percentage. Again, this works exactly the same way as Airbnb does. That's why people might say Turo is the Airbnb for cars. So if you're thinking, I'm gonna focus on Turo, that's fine, but don't. Focus on a business. Make sure you get your LLC, your S Corp or your C Corp. Make sure you get an EIN. Make sure you get a website and you actually have a business, because whether Turo lasts or not, these are your rental cars and you can make tons of money on them. I make money now, not just on Turo. I actually rent my cars out to companies. Corporate companies will use them for their employees. I have people that use my cars in music videos. I have Instagram influencers that rent my cars and take pictures with them. The business just goes on and it can grow so much. So don't think that this is just all about Turo and how Turo is doing. Turo is amazing and they do have plenty of people, millions of people on the site to keep your car booked. So like I said, this is not about Turo. This is really just about the business. So make sure that you know this is a business that will grow, and don't just think about Turo. Think about, is this a good time to start a business? The answer is yes. The number 2 reason why now is an amazing time for a Turo business is you can get business funding. Yeah, think about this. Any business is a business and you can get funding for it. I literally have students that have taken my course, learned about Turo, and they literally have been able to buy the cars in their business's name, use business lines of credit for the down payments and the payments, and they didn't have to come up with any of the money from their own personal savings. And they didn't even have to use their own social security number in order to get these things. The amazing thing about a Turo business or a rental car business is it's still a business, so you can get business funding, and you want to do that because you can create more and more businesses as you grow. Number 3, why now is still a good time to start Turo is because you can get cars for $0 per month. As I mentioned earlier, I got that Tesla Model X absolutely free, $0 per month. As a sidebar, make sure you watch that entire video on how I got this Tesla Model X absolutely free, because I explained to you exactly and I break this all down for you. So now, of course, it's still a great time for Turo because I'm still doing it and I get my cars for $0 per month. And again, you can too. Number 4 reason why it's still a great time to start a Turo business is because it's easy. Man, I cannot think of an easier business to start than a quick car rental business. Yeah. Think about it. If you have a driver's license, if you have a car, you pretty much know about a car. It's really not that much to it. It's a simple and easy business to set up. You take some pictures of your car, you put it on Turo, and you wait. There's a little couple of nuances that I can teach you here and there on how to make some extra money. I'll share with that in a second. But again, even if it doesn't work out, you can just take your car off of the app and be done with the whole process. So even if you don't know if you're committed to it, guess what? You can try it really quick and easily. Again, gotta try it, see what happens. You'll probably make money just like me. And the number 5 reason as to why it is still a good time to start a Turo business is because even if you fail, you can get out of it easily. So let's think about it for a second. You buy a car for Turo and it doesn't work out. You can sell that car and just be done with the whole thing. This is not something that requires a whole lot of risk from you. It does require some focus and some commitment if you really want to be successful, but it's a very easy business to exit from. People come in and out of the Turo business as they choose. Sometimes I'm not renting my cars on Turo. I just don't feel like it. I'll take the listings down and just focus on my properties. Then sometimes I'll put every car up there. Then sometimes I take some of the cars off and put some of them on. It's such an easy business to get in and out of. You don't have to stay committed to the cars. You don't have to do this for years and years. You get to actually try it, simple, easy, not that expensive, and see if it works out for you. Worst case scenario, you sell the car and you be done with the whole business. So I love it because you get to try it, make money, and most people that do make money and stay in it way longer. That's why it's an amazing business. All right, let me tell you this bonus point. As a bonus, like I said, one of the amazing things about starting a Turo business is that, again, it's low risk. But did you know you can use business credit to pay for the whole car? I literally had a student that used a business credit card for the down payment, and lots of students that still do that. Again, Turo is an amazing business and you can actually build business credit off of your Turo business. I have been able to put inside of my properties, my Airbnb properties, a link so that people can also get a car. Now I've doubled my income. So one person comes and they rent one of my properties, now they're renting my car and I'm getting paid twice. It's easy, convenient, and I've doubled my income with one small move. So I have created an amazing course that teaches you Turo from top to bottom, and I want to give it to you at a great discount. Go to 𝐶RFortunes.com. That's C for car, R for rental, fortunes, Fortunes, 𝐶RFortunes.com. Use the code YouTube to save big. I have created this full course that teaches you exactly how to list your cars, exactly which cars, and again, just way too much for me to go on this YouTube, but it's a full course, over 3 hours of content teaching you step by step, detail by detail, even includes forms and templates for the insurance. You've got to do this business because it's so profitable, you can start quickly, and I absolutely love it. It's a great business that you can start for a little bit of money. Go to 𝐶RFortunes.com, use code YouTube to save big. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle. To your success.